The final three races of day 2 are at Far Hills, New York, and I think it's in New York anyway. It's a 3.25 mile grade 1. This is almost like an American Gold Cup. Dexter Menor at the top, or Dexter Menor for Darren Thompson, Greek Tribute, Craig Beckwith, Salzano Zancaro, Darren Thompson, Scribano, Myth, David Robertson, The Hot Light, Joshua Sutherland, Tunisia, Matt Cooper, Annie Golden, Martin Lidham, Fantasia, Craig Beckwith, Fine Art, David Hooley, Graylin Crack for David Robertson, Marina LaBelle, Padraig Hogan, Poke Salad Annie, Martin Lidham, Rare Impulse, Paul Parsons, Stupid Tides, Vinnie Gerard, The Widow, Joshua Sutherland, Wild Rose, David Hooley, Yorkshire Warriors, Matt Cooper. All trainers, please stay on at the end of this race for an important announcement about the rest of this week and next week's racing. They're away and racing. I'll talk to you about that later. They're over the first and heading towards the second. And Greek Tribute is in the lead from the Hot Light and Wild Rose. Then Poke Salad Annie, who's now coming through to take it up as they get over the second, and she hit that one hard. Poke Salad Annie likes to go from the front, but also makes the odd mistake, so she settles down in front. She might be okay. She's leading into the third of the 17, so not that many fences to take considering it's 3.25 miles. And Poke Salad Annie has now got into the lead, and it's a good 3 lengths clear of Greek Tribute in second. The Hot Light is third, Wild Rose 4, then Fantasia, and the Widow, Scribano, Myth is after that one. Annie Golden on the inside, the one closest to us is Yorkshire Warriors in the red jacket. The back marker is just Dexter Menor for Darren Thompson as they come up past the stand and take this third. It's a pretty tight track this, they go round and round a few times, but it's Poke Salad Annie who's clearing the lead as they jump the fourth, and all safely over there. It looked like something had fallen then, but it hadn't. Poke Salad Annie is still 4 clear of Scribano, Myth in second, Greek Tribute in third, and the Joshua Sutherland pair are next to the Widow and the Hot Light, spread right across the track with Rare Impulse, Wild Rose, Graylin Crack, another great, then Annie Golden up the inside with Fine Art and Fantasia. After that, Yorkshire Warriors, the stable companion Tunisia alongside that one, and then the green of Stupid Tides, Marina LaBelle is next, and then Darren Thompson's pair of the back two as they take the fifth, which they're all safely over again, with Poke Salad Annie now extending that lead to 6 or even 7 lengths to Greek Tribute in second, and Scribano Myth in third as they skip over the sixth. Now there's a fall there this time. It's Scribano Myth has gone, so Scribano Myth is down for David Robertson. Still got the grey Graylin Crack in the field as they get over the 7th of the 17th. Poke Salad Annie still clear of Greek Tribute and the Hot Light, and Annie Golden, Wild Rose and the Widow. Tunisia is also alongside those two, with Fantasia and Rare Impulse just in behind. The other Graylin Crack is just on, that one's inside. Back marker is now Salzano Zancaro, as Dexter Menor has started to move through the field. Poke Salad Annie with a firm grip on this one as they take the next, which will be the last fence, I think, in about 2 more circuits. Sounds about right to me. This is like having jump racing at Chester. It's Poke Salad Annie in the lead from Greek Tribute in second. The Hot Light is third, Annie Golden is fourth, then Dexter Menor's moved right up into fifth, then Stupid Tides and Tunisia. The Widow's just lost its place a little bit. Then Graylin Crack, Wild Rose, Marina LaBelle is getting closer. Fine Art and Fantasia next. Yorkshire Warriors and Rare Impulse have dropped through the field, and Salzano Zancaro continues to trail the tails at the back as Poke Salad Annie continues to lead, and only by about 4 now to Greek Tribute, who's just poked its head in second but jumped up really nicely and took a length out of the Hot Light and mixed that ground up immediately on the flat. So they're having a good old duel for second. There's 3 of them having a duel for fourth as Poke Salad Annie ran straight into that one, and her lead is now down to a little more than a length. The Hot Light is second now, Greek Tribute is third. Then the Graylin Crack on the inside. Poke Salad Annie jumped that one far better. It wasn't hard to jump it better than she jumped the one before. She leads by about half a length to her neck. Poke Salad Annie from the Hot Light. The Widow has now moved through into third. Greek Tribute is fourth. Then comes Wild Rose. Stupid Tides is getting closer. Grading Crack still going well. Next to Manure is now in mid-division. Annie Golden, the latest one to drop towards the rear. The rear impulse is now the back marker of Salcedo Zancaro, stoked to make a bit of a forward move. And as they find themselves coming along this bit of straight, which is sort of level with the stand, isn't it? It's all a bit of an odd track this as they get over the 12th. I'm trying to figure out where they all are. But it's Polk Sanadani who's in the lead as they get over the next from the Joshua Sutherland pair who are chasing hard. And in fact, the Hoplite is now back in the lead again. So it's the Hoplite from Polk Sanadani in second. And then the Widow is third. Wild Rose is now moving into it nicely in fourth. Greek Tribute is still there. Fine Art is now a bit higher. Grayling Crack is next. Fantasia making a forward move around the outside as Yorkshire Warriors also starts to get involved. So there's one or two of these now really starting to manoeuvre for position as we move into the final 5 furlongs and the final 4 fences. And the Hoplite and Fantasia got over that one in the lead. From Yorkshire Warriors, the Widow and Wild Rose Pokes, and Annie's now going backwards with her stable companion Annie Golden has gone past her as they head towards the third last. It's Fantasia. Craig Beckwith does well on these courses and he's over that one in the lead. From Yorkshire Warriors in second. The Hoplite is third, then the Widow and Annie Golden. Grayling Crack is next, then Great Tribute and Salzano Zancaro over the second last. Mistake by the leader has allowed Yorkshire Warriors and Annie Golden to come through to challenge. Grayling Crack is next, then the Widow and the Hoplite. They've only got 2.5 furlongs to go and it's still just Fantasia from Annie Golden in second. Yorkshire Warriors is in third, then Grayling Crack, the Widow and the Hoplite next, then Zalasankaro, who's really starting to make a forward move now as they come into the straight. They've got just 1.5 furlongs to go and one more fence to take, and it's Fantasia for Craig Beckwith in the lead. Fantasia comes to the last in front from Annie Golden in second. It's surely going to come down to the jump. Grayling Crack and Zalasankaro Zancaro are trying to run on over the final fence. They go, they land together, but it's Zalasankaro Zancaro on the outside, Annie Golden over on the far side. They're racing now up towards her, and it's Annie Golden in front. Annie Golden from Salzano Zancaro, and Annie Golden takes it from Salzano Zancaro. The Hoplite, the Widow, Fine Art, Fantasia, Grayling Crack, and a bit of a surprise there as the horse who took the Hennessy Gold Cup at Newbury a few weeks ago has now taken this one as well, and a massive price, 40 to 1. Annie Golden takes it for Martin Leadham, with the Hoplite second for Joshua Sutherland, Salzano Zancaro for Darren Thompson third, the Widow Joshua Sutherland fourth, and Yorkshire Warriors Matt Cooper fourth. So I don't know whether that makes Annie Golden a live Gold Cup hope or not, because that was off level weight. It just shows you how crazy this game is. She's Okay, I said I'll make an announcement at the end of this race regarding the rest of this week's races, as most of you will know and anyone who's been on the forum will have seen. This is mainly for people who don't go on the forum. There's been a problem with Tom this week. We're unable to run races from day 3. So day 3 is going to be temporarily abandoned this week, and we will run it when we can. We'll keep you posted as to when that will be, but this weekend's racing is going to be suspended, so there'll be no racing this weekend. We'll take a weekend off, hopefully get Tom back up and running, and we'll be back the weekend after. So keep your eye on the forums for what's going on. Hopefully everything will be sorted as soon as possible. But day 2 has now been completed in full, so you're watching it. The last races here from the National Hunt side of it. The flat has also been put out tonight as well, but day 3 is temporarily abandoned. We'll let you know when that can be run, and next week has been suspended, or this coming weekend has been suspended until the weekend after.